Welcome to the Trading Lounge. I would love to share with you some trades I made today on my journey to 100K, where I try to take a small account to $100,000 as fast as possible as a rookie day trader. And I am a rookie. I've made a ton of mistakes. We started this project in December, was pretty hot in December and January, lost quite a bit the first couple weeks of February, and we've kind of been stagnant between then and now to figure out how to get out of that drawdown, which we still are not out of. And today didn't help for a couple of reasons. We're down $87.60 today. I made I think 6 or 7 trades on 5 different stocks, and it just didn't go my way. First thing this morning, when I tried to log in and get everything all set up, the first thing I got was this notification right here: login failed, ban from Warrior Trading. For those who don't know, Warrior Trading is the scanner that I've primarily been using on this account off and on as I've been kind of testing different scanners. I'm assuming this happened because I tried to do one too many free trials when I did the free trial 14-day review. Makes sense, I guess. Not a huge deal, but it's still worth noting that this is still one of the best scanners that I've used so far. And I noticed that you can, without a membership, use the software, which is available for non-members. I think is this it right here? Yeah, right here. Daytrade Dash. Right here, you can buy the software. You pay $200 a month for the scanner, the chart, the news. You don't get the live stream and the chat, which is fine. I didn't really use that much. But in the free trial, the 2-week free trial, the live stream is where you can really learn a lot about trading. And then if you want, you can switch over just to this. $200 a month is a lot of money. But the free trial is, or the 2-week trial is $20. So if you did that, if that was a month on, that'd be $40. You're looking at, $160, the difference. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So you got to kind of know that's what you want, I think. And I will say that after messing around with some scanners today and kind of getting things set back up on different scanners, I felt a little out of place, a little out of sync, and there are certainly things I miss about that scanner. And will likely at some point sign up for this $200 scanner if I can't kind of find my way. So today was about finding my way. Another thing, I did make a video yesterday. That's why this is sitting here. I did make a video yesterday about yesterday's trades, but you see over my little shoulder there, right here, there's a little guy peeking over my shoulder. Well, as I was recording and I wasn't paying attention to what was going on behind me, my little guy peeked around in his skivvies, and I decided it was at a point where I couldn't really cut it out. And I'm like, well, I got to re-record this. And I didn't find time to re-record it, and so I didn't get a video out yesterday. I wanted to, but that is, proof is in the pudding right there. Little guy kind of stepped in there and took over the video. But I did take a screenshot of the day. Let's take a look at if I put it back out here. I did right here. So yesterday was pretty much even day, negative $2, and I traded. These are the stocks I traded right here, and I traded a ton of scalps. I was just trying in and out, learning how to scalp, which is something I've been doing. And also, like, when I was recording my video, I wasn't sure, like, how do I don't need, like, what if I did 100 scalps? I don't need to go through every single trade, right? So I was kind of thinking this morning about how I wanted to talk about trading on a day where mainly I did scalping. I prefer to go all in, all out. I'm not going to lie. And I do wonder if that's the kind of trader that I want to be. Less scalping up a move or sideways, and more like kind of all in big chunks and wait for the next setup move, all in a big chunk, wait for the next setup, instead of scaling into a trade and then getting out. We'll kind of see how that unfolds. Because what I've found is mainly I've been scalping not up a move. I've been kind of scalping sideways, and it hasn't been very effective. Just for obvious reasons. I mean, price action is going sideways. It's kind of hard unless you're finding, curl ups or VWAP breaks or new high of days or whatever it may be you're looking for. But I don't know. I'm just kind of in this learning phase, and my thought was, like, if I could just play around, and if I only lose $2, it's not a huge deal, and so we'll see. But right here, you can see right there, I started off the day like $45 up, and then I ended up being $2 down. And I should have probably, like here I was up like $60, I think, or something like that. And I probably could have just walked away like that yesterday. And but that was not the case today. Today, the very first trade I made was a $30 loss on Pola and then MPT, and I made a $114 loss there. And then I slowly started to kind of dial in and make that up through a couple of trades throughout the day. And we'll go into those now. So first, I want to talk about the software I'm using. Well, hold on. Let me slow down. So when I went to trade Pola this morning, I didn't really have anything ready to go. I pulled up Webull for charts, and I had a couple of free scanners up that weren't really set up, and I just was very uncomfortable for Pola and NPT. And really, even the first trade I took on KIDZ. Well, actually, KIDZ, I did have this new scanner up and running for that. But Pola and MPT, I was kind of going blind, and I honestly should not have made those trades. But we'll go over them. So this is Pola, and I don't remember which scanner it came across. I'm thinking it was probably the Momo scanner this morning. And I'm trying to, I think what I'm going to do is move this over here so that I can keep my stuff on the side instead of making it kind of this full screen mode. And these charts are not set up the way that I want them. They're just the default ones that came with the new software that I'm been wanting to test, and this was a good reason to test it out today. ChartsWatchers, I think it's called. ChartsWatcher. I heard a rumor that this company was created from people who were old Warrior Trader members. I don't know if that's true, but I do see some similarities for sure. But anyway, let's get to the charts. So the first trade I made was on Pola, P-O-L-A, at 7:03 in the morning. Let's see if I can quickly, I think it's in this section here. Yeah, here we go. Right in here, I think. So, it must have been this one. 7:03. Let's see what kind of business. As I look at this chart, I'm like, let's see why I was in here at 7:03. 7:03. Now I have to look at these charts because I don't know if these charts. Let me see what time it is on the chart right now. I want to make sure these charts are using what time they're using. If they're using my time, or let's see. So right now it's 9. This is saying it's almost, yeah, okay, so that works out well. So yeah, so it'll be the right time. So 7 o'clock on here, 7:03, which was in here somewhere. And now that I know what I was doing. Okay, yeah, 7:01, 7:03, right here. Yeah, what I was doing was, as this rose up, right here, the green candle was rising up. We got this red candle pullback. So this is right when the bell sound. I'm sorry, right at 4 a.m. Pacific time, so West Coast time, when a lot of traders can finally trade for the day. And so there was no real catalyst at this specific moment on this stock. I think it did have some news. Did it have news today? I don't know if it had news today, but anyway, it jumped up, and then it came down, and then it had this candle here. And then I saw this candle open, and I got in right here. I'm pretty sure. Yep, I'm looking at the price right now. I got in at the break of this little candle right here. It goes up for a couple cents above it, and then immediately rejects. When it rejects, I get out. It actually didn't hit my stop. I think it moved over to this next candle, and then eventually hit my stop, and I got out. So you know what? To be honest with you, I don't mind the entry. There was no catalyst here, really, so that's not good, right? But I did want to make a move today, and I got out, as you can see up here, 44 cents is how I got in. I got it out at 38 cents, so I respected my stop loss, lost $30. Now, I wasn't happy about that. I was a little bit kind of all over the place this morning. I'm like, okay, well, let's see if we can figure out how to make some of that back. And then NPT, which is a familiar stock, hit the scanner today. This was 9:13, and this was still like, I don't remember what scanner, one of the free scanners I was using this morning. Is this the window right here? Yeah, right here. I'm still figuring out how these charts by default, but yeah, this is going to be really unfortunate. So I traded this at 913. Yeah, so this thing was kind of hitting the scanners all the way through this zone, and then I bet it was this one. We're just looking now. Let's see. Is that 913? Yeah. So I was going for the break of the high. I bet. Let's see here. 677, and I tried to get out 677. Yeah. So the high here is like 680. This thing pops up, and I was trying to get in for the break of this high right here. I entered in. As soon as I entered in, which was at 677, it popped right back down. I was already down 30, 40 cents. I mean, in the snap of my fingers. And this was a bad trade. As I got out, looks like 3 minutes later. So 1, 2, 3 on this candle right here. Let's see, 916. Is that candle? That candle is 916, and I got out at 588. So somewhere underneath the $6 mark. So I got in way up here. It came all the way down here, and I finally got out for a really bad trade. I lost almost $1 a share on that trade, which is just not acceptable. And the reality is, if I would have respected my stop losses on this trade, instead of getting emotional about thinking that it could go back up, like I got in a little bit late, I'm hopeful it can move up, and I'll tell you kind of what I was thinking. This is not a great candle here. This is also not a great candle here. However, this is kind of a candle of indecision, and here the reason why I stayed in is because I saw this hammer candle right here, and I'm like, oh, this is great. So this candle can signify a candle opening and going the other direction. So when I saw this open and go down, I should have just got out right away. But it was really kind of slowly moving through the zone, and so I was just kind of waiting to see what happened. And then once it got below $6, I got out. But it really wasn't a good move. I think I got out right around the 9 EMA is what I was. So 9 EMA is the green line here, which is something I've kind of been wanting to do. But when I enter in so far above the 9 EMA, then you can't use the 9 EMA as your stop loss. So, okay, at this point, I'm like, we step. Was that MPT? That was MPT. I step away for a couple of minutes, and then KIDZ, KIDZ, which is a familiar stock, hits the scanner. And by this time, I had loaded up KIDZ. I'll talk about this scanner and the software here in just a second. I do like some things about it initially, but there are certainly a few things I'm not kind of happy with this morning. But so I'll show you what it looks like. I can't show you. Let's see. Let's move over to the scanner page. I can't show you. They don't hold a lot of historical data in here because I don't think they can afford it right now because it takes a lot of cache, which is a form of memory, to store a lot of historical data. So if I scroll down here, I can only go down so far. And so that's kind of unfortunate. I can't go back and show you guys like the history of when things hit the scanner. But as you can see, there is a very similar kind of, it's called running up scanner, high day momentum scanner. We've got the small cap top gainers. We've got a few similar-ish looking scanners that I had on the Warrior Trading platform. And so KIDZ was running up on this scanner with actually a little bit of news, if I do remember. Let me punch it in. It is already in here. And it did have news. I think it was, let's see, technology, learning systems. What was it? It was, received, let's see here. What was the news? Received notification from the NASDAQ confirming that the company has regained compliance with the minimum bid price required to set forth in the NASDAQ listing rule. You have to meet certain requirements to be able to remain on the NASDAQ. They hit it, and it caused the stock to go up like, I don't know, what's it up right now? I don't know what it's up right now. It's up 54%, but it was up by like 100% just off that news alone. A horrible catalyst, really, for a stock to go up. But it did have a little bit of news. And so at 9:30 in the morning, so 6:30 a.m. my time, that's after the bell. Yeah, so we're going to be over here. Yeah, so I was watching this after the bell, and I got in at, looks like 9:31. So in this range, I think, let's see, what time, let me take a look. I got in at 3.96. I was trying to get in for the break of $4. This, let's pull the main thing up. This is right at the bell. I kind of wish I got in right here, but in hindsight's 2020, but goes up here. You can see this is almost at the $4 mark. And then this next candle comes back down. The next candle opens. It comes up. I get in for what I hope is going to be the break of $4. It actually cleared this. It actually cleared the high of the previous candle, and when I got in at 396, and I thought 396 was a great entry. And it doesn't work. It dies back down. At this point, I'm down, like, I forget what I was down. I was down a little bit of cash right there. It was certainly you can tell, it certainly got down below my stop. And then I could just kind of see with volume. Again, I was thinking 90 MA, and nothing had tapped this 90 MA right here. And I'm just going to wait this out and see what happens. And I waited it out, and then I got out at 9:33, so a few minutes later, in this zone right here, as this candle popped over $4, I actually scaled in because I'm like, okay, I'm in this trade. I don't remember how many shares initially. Looks like 159 shares ish. Yes, 159 shares. And then I was like, if this thing actually does what I want it to do, I'm holding it this long. It's already come down to past my stop, but now it's come back up above my stop. If it does actually push $4, at this point I'm gonna scale in. So I actually scaled in twice, 2 more times. It popped over. I got out at 408. So I got a nice little 8 cents or whatever on that trade. I'll have to look at the math. Oh no, it was 408. Oh, that's not a great trade. I made $9.55, but I think, this thing had been rejecting. So like right when I saw it, if it goes over $4, I'm going to scale in just before it goes over $4, and I'm going to get out right at if it goes over $4. And so I got out. I don't know how long this candle lasted before it rejected down, but just a quick little scalp, scale in, scalp, get out, $9. Hey, you know what? Green is green. So then I decided to, I wasn't sure what I was going to do today because I had a little bit of buying power left, and I said, okay, we're down however many dollars we're down. We've lost 3 out of 4 stock. We've lost, I don't know, 3 trades or whatever it was. And we did FCHL as well. When did we do that? Oh, FCHL was when I lost $4 on, and that was at 9:43. So that was a little bit later. Let's take a look at that one actually. FCHL, 9:43. No. FCHL. La 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 la. Okay. Sure. Right here. Was it going into a halt? I don't remember why I went into this one. Let's see. So 9:43. Oh yeah, it was halted. And I thought what I would do with this is, I forget exactly what, I got in at 216, but I was going to go for like a dip and rip strategy. If I saw it drop down, I was going to buy that dip, and if it went up, I was going to keep it. If it dropped out, I was going to get out. Well, it opened at whatever price it opened. I got in at right around this range. It went up, it dipped down. I bought the dip, and then it proceeded to just do this. And so I got out. And I lost $4. I'm like, okay, well, it was a good try. And if I'm going to try that, that's not a bad move. Like, it could have easily went the other way, which is what I was hoping. It did not. We lost $4 there. So at that point, I'm like, let's reset. Let's reset. Let's work on getting a scanner set up properly. Work on getting charts set up properly. Let's figure out how I'm going to go about my life without the Warrior Trader platform to lean on, and ultimately decide at some point here if I need to go back to the platform, which I probably will at some point. But it gives me an opportunity to try some different things, and so I loaded up ChartWatcher, got it all squared away, paid for the subscription that allows you to import configs. Got a config from a guy who used to be a Warrior Trader member, who is now part of kind of this whole ChartWatcher thing, I believe, has his own Discord and a few other things, and imported the config, and this is what we got. It doesn't exactly look like this. Like, the page was full of stuff, but I had stripped a few things down I didn't need. I moved some charts over the way that I wanted. The charts that you see on this screen were actually on that other screen. Let me move this down. Oh, hey. Is this gonna work? How do I? Right here. All right. So this uses the same charts as Warrior Trader, the exact same charts. This is the default setup that he had when he gave me when I imported the link. This is what I ended up with. There's a few changes I'm going to make. There's some things in here I don't like. Like, I'm not a huge fan of like all these numbers on the side, and I just need to turn that off. And there's a few other things I need to change in here as well to get this to work. Also, VWAP is plotted in dots and a different color, so I'm getting it all changed probably tonight or tomorrow morning to get it looking the way that I want it to look, that I'm used to from Thinkorswim, Webull, and Warrior Trader, which is I kind of use the same colors for all of them. And then so it has the charts, and then I was able to separate the charts into a different screen, just like what you see here, how I normally do. And then here's the scanners, and to be honest with you, the scanners have performed pretty well. I've been happy with how the scanners have responded. It's more about if I like it long term. And I think we'll just know in a couple of days. I'll try it tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think the market's closed on Friday, Good Friday. And I'll just kind of see how it flows and see how I feel. But the trade I made this afternoon on ELAB was from this scanner. It was showing up here on, it was obviously the number one, was the number one gainer today, so that was kind of easy. It already had all the volume, but it shows up here, very similar to kind of Warrior Trader, and it has little news icons as well for different types of news and different colored flames, and then like how many days it's been since it had the news. I actually like that structure. Very similar page right here as the top gainers in Warrior Trading, and then running up felt very similar as well. One thing I like here is that it actually put the country code in here, which in Warrior Trader you have to click it to see it. So that's kind of nice to be able to see right away. And there's a few things I want to change in here. I want to move some columns around, but for the most part, it functions very similarly. And then here's the high of day Momo scanner. Now this is the scanner I'm not really very fond of, because that looks like a jigsaw puzzle to me, really effing with my eye. And I'd have to go back and take a look at some of my video to see how Warrior Trader does it, but I don't remember it kind of looking like this. And this to me looks like a mess. Like somebody threw a bunch of different colored sticky notes and threw it on your desk. And it's not working for me. So, but the great thing about this software is that it's fully customizable. For the most part. I mean, it's pretty customizable. And where it's getting these colors from is actually, if you scroll over to the right, it's getting it from these different types of strategies that he has put in here. So the color comes from this bar. And so, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to get this changed up to make this look a way that I want. And I think that's probably what I'll do. I'll leave it this week and see what it looks like next week. But so far, I've liked what I've seen here, and it's fully customizable. And I'll show you, like, for example, I already came in here into this config, and I changed the filter. So I changed this to, you can change the price to whatever you want and the float to whatever you want. So I changed this scanner to be, and I might even change it to be a little bit less. Like, I don't even want to trade anything that's like $15 right now. So I might end up bringing this down a notch. And so you can't do this in the Warrior Trader platform. There's no customization that I'm aware of anyway, unless there is in the full-blown membership that I don't know about. So I do love that. And then right here, let's close that down. And then on this one too, I did one change I was going to make here that I did not make was I can get rid of all the things that are over $20. So basically, I think he tried to copy what Warrior Trader does here in their Hive Day, which it has a lot of different things going on in there. Stocks over $20, high float, everything. So in here, you just be able to customize this the way that you want. I think I will remove those out of there. so that I only see stocks. I'd love for these to only be the stocks I really care about. Like I don't really care about anything else above $20 or really not anything above $20 for sure. So being able to set those filters on this scanner is kind of nice. Again, it kind of looks weird here because these charts were all these scanners were actually over here, and the charts that are on my other screen were currently sitting, in this zone, and it looked really, really nice. It just didn't work. I need them to be separate. And so the last trade I made was on ELAB. After a 8-6, like 437 in and out in under 10 seconds, and I was watching this stock. ELAB. I was watching this because I did not think it was going to do what it did. Let's just make it. Let's see what time was it? 16:37. We'll make this big. Okay. So yeah, right. I think it was in this zone up here. 16:37. Yes. Let's do it the other way because this way makes it so I can see the exact time that I. 16:37 for 8:43. I think I was going in for what I thought was going to be like 6:47, the break of 50. For 16:37, which is right here. And yeah, okay. I think what I was seeing here was that the stock had moved up right here and it was consolidating. And at this point, I didn't think it was going to keep going, to be honest with you. And it shoots up. I missed it. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to do it again. It consolidates in here. It shoots up again. And then there's a little bit of a pullback in this kind of zone right here. Not a great one. And I was watching this candle to see if it would break over this candle right here. It broke over the candle pretty fast. I got in at 8:43. It pumped over 8:50, and I just got out as soon as I saw that I made close to 10 cents, and rejected and came back down. I don't know if this is the best trade in the world. I'm happy with the scalp, but there isn't great reason here. I mean, it's pretty extended here, right? Off of here, I would say that's extended. And what I was looking for was a similar thing that was going to happen here probably, so these little pullbacks right here, that's what I was kind of looking for. So I thought it was going to happen a little sooner. We got a little pullback here. Could have got in right there for some cents. And then I was watching this the whole time. And then this red candle comes and I'm like, okay, if this goes over, I was looking at the 10-second chart too. If this kind of comes over this zone, I'm going to get in. It did. I got in, got out, scalped 10 cents, and we were out of there. So that was the trade. Those are the trades I made today. Down $87.60. Here's the data, which is all caught up. Let's see. I have not fixed where it says wine rate. I'm surprised none of you guys have noticed that. You guys might not be paying attention to the screen because the wine rate is the rate at which I drink wine, 67%. No, that's my win rate. So we participated in 53 trade days. We have won 68 times, and still don't know how I'm tracking these scalps. Today I tracked them in basically just the stock, unless I scaled in a little bit. So there was a couple trades where I counted as extra trades, both loss and wins. So 67% win rate. I'll figure out how I want eventually I'll probably move this data over to like Trader View or whatever it's called. And so then I don't have to really track this. It's all in there, and the software just handles all of that. But it's kind of fun for me to be able to track it this way. Anyway, we're still up over $1,000, $1,029. At one point in time, we were green almost $2,000. So we have lost quite a bit since those early winnings and when the market was hot in December and January. And now I'm just trying to navigate and try to stay alive. $87 today, negative $87 is not a great way to go about it. And if I would have respected my stop, which is something I really got to focus on, if I would have respected my stop loss, I'd probably be even or even a little bit green today on all the trades I made today. So just something to kind of keep in mind for myself going into tomorrow. I hope you guys were green today. It was pretty tough this morning. There wasn't a lot going on. And I will be here again tomorrow. Have a great day.